I hate this rule that you fumble the ball through the end zone and the defense is the one that benefits.
Right.
When you are a player like Derek Carr, game is on the line, country is watching, ball out there. Had he fumbled it directly to his right, he'd have gotten the ball back. Had his opponent, as one of his teammates recovered it, he would have gotten the ball back. Had one of the defenders knocked the ball out of bounds, he'd have gotten the ball back. It just rolled out of his hand, rolls out of bounds. He doesn't get the ball back. Why is the rule written the way it is, Mike Pereira?
I think it's a difference to me. You know, if you fumble the ball forward and out of bounds in the field of play, it's different than putting a loose ball into the end zone. I do think that's different, and consistency-wise, anytime you put the ball into the end zone, you're basically, it's either going to be a recovery by the defense or a touchback, but you put it in. But yet, I agree it's probably too punitive. And Kenny Fiore, this is a name nobody knows, but Kenny Fiore's worked at the league office for 100 years. And every competition committee meeting since 2000, he comes up and says, this rule is a bad rule.
Ken Fiore's a genius.
And he wants to change it. I think it's difficult because, as I said, I think it's different when you fumble the ball forward into the end zone.
Why?
But I think that,
why is it different?
Well, because you put a loose ball into your opponent's end zone as opposed to out of bounds. But I think I'd be willing to listen to a change. But I think since it's more crucial when you put the ball into your opponent's end zone, I think you have to come up with something different than just giving the ball back to the player at the fumble spot.
What, 10-yard penalty? 5-yard
well, maybe
penalty?
somebody talks about a reverse touchback. Put it at the 20. I don't know, but then I think you get the kind of gimmicky doing that. But look.
But losing possession entirely. I mean, to me that's crazy talk. That's crazy. Now, I guess I understand that that is hallowed ground in end zone. So it's different between goal lines. Okay, so I get that. But for just the fact that game over or possession over, that's nuts, man.
Yeah.
So reverse touchback to me is way too punitive.
Yeah, somebody
well.
suggested that this morning that I heard, and they're not going to go with something like that. You can't
have
a
5-yard penalty or 10-yard.
You can't put a penalty on a fumble. It's not an intentional fumble. It's one of those that gets a lot of discussion, but I think, again, hallowed ground like you talk about, I know that we're all, of course, I said you wouldn't get the Tuck rule changed. But
you did tell me that, and guess what happened?
And I just don't think, really, because of the difference of putting a loose ball into your opponent's end zone as opposed to just out of bounds in the field of play, I just don't think you're going to make any progress.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.